Paper is out. Yes, thank you. Paper is out. Good morning, guys. Little soul carving a cat and in a print that has an evening glow. Yeah, right. Just coincidental. My God, this is terrible wood, though. It's terrible wood. If I'd been given a block like this, or back when I was making my own prints, the Poets series or Sooty Bombs, I would have just thrown this in the stove or something. It would have been unusable. I would have sent it back. And this is now the blocks we're making ourselves. This is unusable wood. It's the kind of wood you would use for making the balsa airplane or something. It's just so soft, unbearable. We're doing well with making the blocks, but what we're not able to do is find good raw materials to make them with. All these blocks we're carving now are going to wear out. They're going to have a very, very short life because they're so soft. So why am I carving this? I know this is supposed to be Chon-san's work. It is Chon-san's work. He's working on other ones as we speak. Jed-san has hit us with this one with way more colors than usual. The key block, what you're seeing on the wood here, is not a printout from Jed's Photoshop. This is a printout from the carved key block. Chon-san has finished the key block. He's done the color separations, and we're now carving color blocks. And the key block took him such a long time, and there are so many colors. We're desperate now. Sugi-san wanted to start printing this one last Saturday. We weren't ready. Chon-san wasn't ready. So I've stepped in now. Chon-san's carving a couple of blocks. I'm going to do a couple of blocks. And this is an emergency now, because this is the print that's supposed to be shipped on October the 1st. Yeah, whatever. Jed's posted about this on Instagram. I guess it's not a secret. This will be the October print. The image, just so you're aware, the image that Jed has posted is done with his Photoshop layering, which isn't how it works. We've worked out a different set of layers here. We just went back to the key block after it was done and worked out a totally different set of layers. So what you see on Jed's Insta won't be the exact representation of the thing. But it's the same picture, so. Also, I'm kind of cheesed off this morning. I got the stream ready early, About 7:30, sat down here, relaxed, and I was rushed from being awake for 2 days. So I thought I'd start really early. About 7:30, got the cameras set up, got everything ready, and sat catching up on email till about stream time. And about 10 minutes before the stream went up, I turned everything on, got it ready, and there was no sound. Check the mic, it's okay, mic on, okay, standby, okay, come back to the broadcast software levels, okay, everything looks okay, but no sound. 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left to broadcast time, no sound. Unplug everything, and there we go. I find that someone, over the 2 days that I wasn't here, someone unplugged my microphone, the connection between the microphone and the broadcast software down at the bottom of the bench here. I think I know who it was, so he's going to be here soon. Thanks for the 15 minutes of stress. God, this water is soft. It's way, way, way too soft. We shouldn't be using this. Jed's here. Good morning, good morning. I'm complaining about this, but this is a super problem for us. This series is really popular. It's sold out and hundreds of people waiting and everything else. So clearly it's going to be popular for a long, long time. So we want to make many copies of this. So we should be using really prime wood. This wood is so soft. Even as we're printing so far, we're printing like 200 copies of each of these, and the blocks are showing wear. And the prints I made in years past, stuff like the cinnamon album and things like that, after 200 copies, they're just getting warmed up. There's no wear, almost no wear at all after 200 copies. And these things are showing severe wear after 200. And worse than that, partway through, when the girls are printing, any number of times they'll bring me the block after they've printed 50, 60 sheets. And because of the pressure of their barren, the wood is so soft that it starts to spread out. So these carved lines, this hand here, for example, if they rub just a bit too hard, because of the softness, the wood starts to spread and this color will peep out over the lines. So I have to trim it back, trim it back, trim it back. And this happens all the time this year during this series. Why don't we use better wood? We can't find it. We're struggling. We're buying logs, and what the point when you buy the log, you can't see what it's going to be like when it gets to this stage. A log is a log. The men who used to be able to tell the difference between them from the outside, they're all dead. Long, long, long ago, they're all dead. So now we're just getting generic. It's a piece of cherry tree. What more do you want? That's all the suppliers can tell us. They can't tell us anything about the hardness or the density or anything about it. And by the time the logs get to the place where we buy them here at the wholesale market, the provenance of that log, what kind of mountain it was grown on, what the light angles were, what kind of soil was there, all that kind of stuff, that information is just no longer there. Whereas in the old days, the logs were hunted. Men who knew what printmakers needed, those men went into the mountains and hunted for wood that had the right characteristics. And it was chosen while it was still growing. Now we just get a phone call from a guy in the lumber wholesale market. Oh, I got a log the other day. We're going to come and have a look at it. We go and look at it, and it sits there. It's a piece of log on the ground. There's nothing we can tell about it. Absolutely nothing we can tell. And I don't know how we're going to get out of this jam. Because there's no what's the word? There's no feedback loop. We got this piece of wood, it's no good. So if there was a way to get the feedback up, this is no good, let's try something else. But there's no way. It was just a random piece of wood anyway. So even if it had been a good one, oh my God, let's get some more. That doesn't happen either. We need a system where somebody up there in the mountains, or with access to the trees that are still growing, somebody who's going to be interested in what we're doing, and we can establish a relationship with, and we'll try this tree, we'll feedback, we'll say, okay, all right, that didn't work, that was the north side of the mountain. And it'll take 100 years, I don't know, to build that knowledge back up. At the moment, it's just random. We spent thousands of dollars on this piece of wood. This would have been from 2 years ago, I guess, right? What's the date on it? 2017, January 17, we got this. And of course, it's taken that long. We had to dry it out and then slice it up and dry it out some more and then paste it up and do everything. 2 years preparation. And now we find out it's a piece of crap. The whole log, all the blocks we made from it. All the Japan Journey series this year is being carved from this piece of crap. Stop complaining, Dave. The thing about this work too, I'm stepping in here to help John San with doing this. He really does not like this. He does not want me to do this. When I took these 2 blocks off him the other day, on Monday or so, before I left for home, he was really, he can't yell at me or something. He's an employee here, but he really did not want this to happen. And he says, like, no, okay, I'll work quickly. And I'm like, John San, we do not have time. There's whatever it is, it's 13 blocks for this print. It's got to be ready right now. It's supposed to be ready last week. You had your time. You've been really, really slow all through the year, getting bit by bit behind. And now the crunch is here. Sorry, I'm going to do this job. And he said, okay, well, take my name off the finished print. And I'm like, what do you mean, take your name off it? You're the one who's going to, you're the main carver on this job. I'm going to be your assistant. And of course, he'll still get paid. We'll give him the pay. I don't get paid anyway here, so it doesn't matter. So he'll get normal pay for it. He's getting paid per print here. So he'll get the full pay for this. We're not trying to take money off this table. The guy's trying to feed himself. Just there is no time. So, but he's really not happy about this. In his mind now, there's sort of going to be an asterisk on this print series this year. Instead of him being able to say, I carved that whole set, the famous Jed Henry Japan journey, blah, blah, blah. He felt it was his job. So in his mind, there's going to be an asterisk on it. Carved by John San, star Dave Bull. We're not going to say so, we don't care. It'll only be his name that's physically on this print. I get it, but that's the way it is. He has been too slow. That's the sort of problem of being an easygoing boss. When you're too easygoing, things really do sometimes get too slack. And then when you have to, step in, then it's not, nobody's happy. I get it, you know what I've been doing with that octopus print. If, for example, right now, I'm nearly finished that calligraphy, 1 day's work away, whatever. If somebody took that away from me right now, look, you've been just too slow, I'm going to finish this off. I'd be like, no, wait, no, just give me another couple of days, no, wait. So I get it, I totally get it. But I have no choice, the printers are waiting. Trying to keep track of what's going on. Metal blocks. Yoshida uses metal blocks for the key blocks only. You can't do color on metal blocks. There's a bunch of metal blocks in the print room at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. The early guys, I think it was Seaby, Alan Seaby was experimenting with them. He used metal blocks for a bunch of his wood block prints. And he printed them with some mixture of pigment and glycerin, I think. So it's been tried, it's been done. But it doesn't give that beautiful, smooth, rich print on our washi. The blocks will last a million years as long as you get good wood to start with and then take care of them. Morning, morning.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Cameron, this wood, we gotta throw it away. It's just crap. I know. I've known it, I've talked about it, I've seen it, but now carving this, it's just unbearable. This whole batch, it's 2017. I gotta tell Amazon, just throw it all in the fucking trash. It's not usable. These blocks are not gonna last 6 weeks. We're gonna have a million orders for these prints. This is unusable wood.
To recarve the whole thing.
They're gonna have to be recarved. It's pointless. All this work we've done, it's absolutely gonna be wasted. It's like carving sponge. You can see it as I put the knife in. It sponges it.
It bends.
It bends in and bends left to right. Throw it away. I told him actually, but that's all we've got. You know. I know Amazon's going to get pissed off at me, but this is unusable, unbearable. They all think I'm grumpy today because I'm grumping about this. Whatever. No. I would quit. If this was my job, if I was Johnson, I'd just quit. Whatever, go do something else. Go be a garbage man. It's more fun than doing this. Also, I'm partly in a not so good mood today. I got really early, got down at 7:30, ready to get the stream going good, doing email, whatever one I'm going on. Yeah, you tried to put it all back.
What did I do?
Like 10 minutes up, I get it all ready, check, something, no audio. Okay, this is in, this is okay, check, everything's okay, check, no audio, setting, it's okay. What have I done? You restart the computer, still no audio, what's going on? Somebody forgot to plug the microphone. This was unplugged.
I actually didn't touch it. I didn't use your microphone for anything.
You
moved the bench, which must have
everything was gone.
unplugged
This
it.
stone was over there and there, so I know it was still
Oh
unplugged.
no, I'm so sorry. catch up on the checks.
With soft wood like this, it's a catch-22. When I carve along the edge here, this is going to be blue, this is going to be, skin color. Yeah. So we know what happens, the experience. The girls press and press and press. It blocks so soft, so it starts to spread out. Yeah. So because I know that the color is going to spread too much, I try and carve on the inside of the line a little bit, just to minimize that chance of the spreading out. But the other side of the coin is because the block is so soft, it starts to wear out. So the edge of the block, the edge of the craft space starts to wear and disappear. So it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So I want to carve on the outside of the line to minimize that time when the block is going to lose its edge. Yeah. So whichever way you try and handle it, it screws you up the other way around. So.
Yeah. Make it slightly smaller, it's better. Yeah. But also slightly bigger is better.
And this is why we don't use other kinds of wood. Why people ask us all the time on these streams and the chats and emails, what's the big deal about Yamazakura and mountain cherry? Why can't you try anything else? Lots of woods in the world, There are lots of woods in the world, of course, but this one, just well prepared cherry block, just has the perfect characteristics for the specific job that we're trying to do, the specific amount of moisture, the kind of pigments, the kind of pressure that goes on it, the way it matches with the paper, everything. It's just, it's no surprise about that because Japanese traditional printmaking grew up with a specific set of materials. So, of course, those specific set of materials are perfect for the kind of specific prints we're trying to make. Yeah. It's not a surprise. It's
they were made to be done with this material.
Yes. Yeah. It's like you build a specific kind of rocket to run on a specific kind of fuel. When you can't get that fuel, it's okay, put gasoline in, that's okay, that's fuel, it burns. It doesn't work like that, because all the characteristics are matching the specific machine that's built to use them. Yeah. That's what we've got here. This block might be fine for example, we're going to have to throw these away. Everything marked here. We've got this on 2017-01 something 1. Yeah. They're crap. Sell them, Cameron. Just tell Amazon, get rid of them, sell them online. Okay. What am I doing? If they're crap, why would we sell them? They're crap for me, because we're going to make 1,000 copies of this print. But, Karen out there, whatever, somebody else who's working with this, it's actually a plus. They're not going to make 1,000 copies, and it has a bit of resilience and softness. How many times have I broken my knife in the past few minutes? Zero. Yeah. So it's useful for people who are working in this Japanese tradition in smaller batches and with not so much experience. They're actually okay for that. Yeah. But for us, as a major production house, trying to go bang, 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 these blocks are, quote me, crap. So try and sell some of this crap, please, Cameron. Yep. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Probably won't advertise it as such.
Whatever. I'm here on stream, describing it this way. Whatever. Just so we know what's going on. When you're talking to people, describe exactly. Tell them these blocks we made for ourselves, specific purpose. Turns out because blah 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 blah. So David thinks they're crap. Please buy them.
Please buy them. Make sure I get the numbers so I can.
Yeah, I don't even know what his coding system means. Also, Chonsan's going to try and come and take these back, I heard. Was it you that was telling me that yesterday or something? No. I want this done. That's two sides done right now. That's one side, two sides. Next would be bang, 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 persuader. We don't want that on the stream. So I'm going to move ahead to the next one here, 3 and 4, which will do two things. It won't be persuading on the stream, and it will make sure that I'm the one who starts this block. So, yeah. What time is it? We've been here.
It's only 8:32.
Okay.
Early today.
So it's two faces trimmed, cut. Next is persuader. So if I was doing the persuader work now, we could do that in a half an hour. This block would be finished in an hour and a half. Yeah. He's been making one of these prints each month. Yeah. And there are only 4 blocks, 4 faces. We were chatting about this yesterday with Tsushima-san over there too. She was concerned about how little she was making the last couple of months. and she's getting paid by the piece. And because she doodles and dawdles and doodles and dawdles, she didn't make as much money as she did the month before when she doodled and dawdled and doodled and dawdled a little bit less.
Yeah.
And she's making chibi prints, and she takes like 3 or 4 days to make a batch of 20 chibi prints, which I would make in one morning.
Yeah.
But we don't stress them. We don't push them to do this. We don't yell and scream at them. Get going. What do you think you're doing, wasting our time? You know, like they did in the old days.
Right.
But as a result of this, these people are all weak. They're all slow. They're doing nice, beautiful work, but it's difficult to make a living at it when you're so freaking slow. So I don't know. Is it time for me to start to become more of a grumpy old guy in the workshop? You know, push these people a bit more.
Well, but if she's concerned about the paycheck, then it sounds like the paycheck is a little bit of that whip, the motivator. It might.
Yeah,
hope so,
okay,
at
except that
least.
her approach to it was that we're not paying her enough. I am paying her enough. If I was paying Kubota-san the same rate, he'd be driving a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Because he's so fast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's, oh yes, I'm going this morning, do you know? He's out, we're going on a visit.
Yeah, we're going on a visit all together, so we'll see him today for sure. But
Okay.
I don't know if he's coming here or meeting directly there.
I got to get back. As soon as that visit's over, I got to get straight back here because we're short this today.
Right.
My God, it's bending as I cut it, you know. You can see it. It pushes when I push my knife into it. It flexes like a sponge. I'm wasting my time here, you know. I don't know how many prints we're going to get from this. I'm in a good mood today. I didn't get any work done at all. Nothing. Zero. Didn't even open the software.
Because of the other project.
Because of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Cats and everything else. I spent the 2 days on Neko Hakkei. I didn't catch up. And then the staff, it was one of those days where the 3 of them were there at different times. And all 3 of them did the same to me. They came up and said, Dave, can we sit and talk for a few minutes? And it's an hour and a half and 2 hours. The 3 of them worked together, and all 3 of them, each one of them, complained about the other 2.
Oh, man.
3 women working together in one room, unsupervised. I saw the lady from Australia who bought that big package of prints. Seems pretty happy.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Really happy. Looks like they arrived quickly and
Yeah.
everything looks good, she said.
Good, good. And I think what did she say? As advertised or something, not as advertised, as described or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So I've been a bit worried about that.
Right.
A set of used prints with 24 prints in it. We can't show the microscopic photographs of every single print, you know. So,
Yeah.
so I was a bit worried about that. But she might find some defect somewhere because they are older prints.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems okay.
Our Woodlake Matsumura's blocks a similar spongy quality.
I haven't seen new ones for years because
Oh,
we've been
yeah.
around. So I have no idea.
Okay.
He's clearly getting priority out there in Shinkiba, so his stuff must be better than ours.
Mm.
I can't go backwards now because we're on this.
Yeah.
We burned our bridge and we're onto it. So
Yeah.
we've had so many experiences of getting the call to go to Kiba, and there was 2, and then was 1, and that's most I got it.
Yeah.
They're giving me priority for it. So. We've got to go to the mountains, Ken.
Yeah.
We've got to find some crazy person out there who can. As I was saying, I was talking about it on the stream before you came. The point being, there's no feedback. We got this log from a random dealer in Shinkiba 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now I know it's no good. So that's fine, but there's no feedback to go back and say, oh, by the way, that thing we bought from you 2 years ago, he's going to like, what? You know, because they don't know where it was or what it came from or what it was doing or how long it had been or anything. There's no change of information. There's no feedback. Just a chunk of wood. And it's such a long time between the time when we get that chunk of wood and when it gets to my bench here. 2 years minimum.
Yeah.
In the old days, it was much longer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, depending on the drying that was necessary and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no feedback. So the only way out of this conundrum is to find somebody in the lumber business, the closer to the mountains, the better, who can take our knowledge that we've learned so far, identify a tree, cut it, prepare it, and then we can get feedback on it. And that tree was growing on the north side of the mountain or the south side. It had specific alkali soil and, you know, all this stuff. And try and recreate that knowledge. Because without that, it's just going to be random crap forever and ever and ever. This is no fun, Ken. If I was a carver, you know, all the time, and this is what I was carving, I'd quit. I'd just go and do something else. It is no fun. Here's a cat for the third time. People might be a bit curious here. I'm going to carve the solid body of the cat, and this is now the third time. I carved it once here, the solid body of the cat, twice here, the solid body of the cat. And I'm now going to do it a third time. What gives? What's going on? What's going on is that this cat he's made up of 3 colors. There's a base color and sort of a patchy, what do you call it? Neko. Oh, no, I don't know. A calico cat or whatever? I don't remember.
Maybe so.
Like tabby, tabby or something. It's brown and orange and yellow and blah, blah, blah. But that information is on Jed's Photoshop file.
Okay.
And this thing I'm doing here, this information, this is Chon-san's carved block.
Yeah.
And it differs from the Photoshop file, of course, because as he was carving it, his knife went left and right and left and right and all over the place. So I can do the color separations only from Chon-san's carved key block. I cannot just print out Jed's Photoshop file and stick it on here, because it's a different shape now. But we need to refer to Jed's Photoshop file. So what I'm doing is, and it's a bit of a double step, I'm going to carve this solid body of this cat 3 times. One will be left like that for the base color of the cat. One will need pattern A, it'll be a light brown or whatever it is. And one will need pattern B, a darker brown. But after I've carved this, and the outlines are thus clearly and perfectly defined, we will then go back to Jed's Photoshop file, print it out, and paste it on top of this thing, and it won't matter if his file is a little bit off, because it's just the patterns on top of the cat. Or maybe actually Chon-san will just draw it, whichever, one or the other. But it's a huge conundrum here. In the old days, there was no such conundrum. You would print your key block, carve your key block, print it on whatever, all these sheets, and these sheets go to Jed. And Jed then, in his mind, he knows what to do, and with his brush, he draws those patterns. But Jed doesn't draw anymore. Jed's just, you know, he's doing everything on Photoshop. And also, this would mean sending that sheet across the Pacific, back to Jed, back here, dry weather, cold weather, warm weather. Not just time, the flexibility, it's going to shrill and shrink and swell and shrink. He's dry in Utah, we're moist in Tokyo. No way. By the time we paste it down, God knows what size it's going to be. Chon-san himself, after carving this block, he printed these, and within a few hours, he dabbed these colors on and pasted them down. Before the weather changed and the thing swell and shrink. So it looks habitually, why am I carving the cat 3 times? It's just stage 1 of these cat shapes. To make sure the outlines, which are the clear, critical part, match the key block. Later on, when we're carving the blah, blah, blah of the cat's patchiness, it doesn't have to match anything. Jed's here today, I guess, right? He's up there. He was here
I
earlier.
haven't seen
Yeah,
him
I'm talking
since
on
I've
Skype
come
this
in.
morning.
Okay,
He was here earlier.
got it.
Are you early today, or is it?
Yeah,
I'm a bit
no,
confused about
I was a bit early today.
So how did your thing on Tuesday go with mucking around with the teleprompter and stuff?
It was interesting to see how it worked. Thank you for
How did you
letting me
get the
try.
file? How did you get the PDF file?
I pasted just the text into GIMP, my free Photoshop alternative, and then instead of letting it be a text box, just merged the layers, so now it's an image of the
raster
text, and then just flipped it upside down or sideways. I don't remember, but I made it so it worked. It was
So as an
readable.
image,
Yeah,
instead of
just as
text.
an image instead of text.
Okay.
It took just a couple minutes. It was really fast. Instead of playing with a PDF, because PDFs are, at least to me, a lot harder to work with, to edit and stuff.
There's a very neat trick on how to do it in InDesign, but you wouldn't find today. That's 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Remind me, talk about it later.
Okay. Well, my way was
The thing is,
really
once-
fast, so
Once it's in, once in inside, you can flow it. You can,
yeah.
So once you've got it in Photoshop, you can't flow anymore. It's just.
What do you mean flow?
The text becomes an image, right? So when you're laying it out and stuff,
Yeah.
I lay mine out in InDesign
Mm-hmm.
and get the spacing and add spaces where so it matches different page breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to be over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to build each page separately.
Yeah. I just made a crazy long JPEG, and then just scrolled up, zoomed in on it, and scrolled up on the touchpad.
So you reached out and scrolled while you were talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you said you used to do. I remember hearing that, and I thought, oh, that should work. 2-minute video. So it was like 1,000 pixels wide and 10,000 tall, something ridiculous like that. It worked. Not elegant, but functional. Sorry I missed this one. I thought I had put everything away, but... Did I come in? Oh, right. So these blocks he left you with, it's all just a bunch of small areas, is that right? Or are there any large sections on any of these? I wasn't here at the beginning, so...
Because that's
Oh,
the
okay.
design. That's it.
Got it.
He's really not so happy about this. Not too bad.
Is that Chontan here?
Too bad. There's one dangerous part to doing this by two people. For example, I'm cutting this broom, and he's
Right.
cutting the floor. And normally, if I'm doing this all by myself, I know, okay, that little zigzag there, I've got to make sure that's on the floor, because if I cut it off
Right.
the broom, it needs to be on the floor, otherwise you get white space.
Yeah.
So this is dangerous. This is not such a great idea.
What would you do? Would you leave it a little bit wider
I'm
to make
doing it-
sure?
I'm going to
Yeah.
make it a bit longer. But,
And then line it up when you can see both.
yeah. And I can also see what he's going to be carving on. Some like he will bring the floor in here clearly, but one of them here had no line, so I'm leaving it long. And he will probably, if he's smart enough, he'll leave the floor long a little bit. So
Yeah.
where there's a line, it's okay. Where there's no line, that's when it's dangerous. Yeah.
I guess because I mentioned the GIMP, now people are talking about different Photoshop alternatives and illustrators and stuff. SAI, Psy maybe.
Also, you didn't post yet about the Neko Cat's update, did you, at all? I don't know.
No, not yet.
Yeah, because I wasn't quite ready yet.
Yeah, so I haven't said anything beyond what you have on the page.
Those of you who are following the cat series and stuff, if you check the updates page and also the overview page on the Neko Hakkei website, we've basically taken away deadlines. And before I had originally proposed that all 8 designs would be wrapped up by the end of summer. Yeah. For 2 main reasons. One, because we're snowed under here, and 2, the level of stuff coming in. I haven't yet got anywhere near 8 full designs that I would say, oh my God, I've got to publish this. So we're still looking. I've got a bunch of good stuff. We've got a bunch of stuff going to stage 2. There's now 17.
Oh wow.
No, 15. 15 who've been asked to go to stage 2.
Got it.
And I put a bunch of them on the update page last night.
Okay.
Not all of them yet. Excellent. So I've made a big sudden jump update.
Yeah.
But clearly it can't possibly be wrapped up within August. So we're going to turn it into an open-ended project. I will be choosing the evening snow print first, and we're going to get carving on that. And then before she's finished the carving of that one, I will then make a decision on the evening rain. We're going to go step by step by step. So the thing is actually going to stay open for submissions for a year and a half or whatever. Step by step with fewer options open, until eventually it'll be submissions just for the very last one. So.
Right. Bye, Vivid KP. I started carving my first print a few days ago. The instruments I ordered turned out to be completely blunt. I almost made a hole in my hand, but I like the process nevertheless. Sharpening stones.
Sharpening is kind of easy. It took me a long time to get around because I had no idea what to do.
Yeah, but it's doable. Have you ever thought of using oil-based inks, even though it's not traditional?
I don't like them. Everything we do, the entire ethic, the total entire ethic is built on water-based pigments soaking deep into the paper and being transparent on top of each other. And to do oil-based pigments, there is a kind of woodblock printmaking that works this way. Westerners do it a lot. Of course, it's a thing. But our entire ethic and appearance and the whole finished print and the mood and the way we build it, the way we think about it, the way we create the images, everything is built fundamentally on the pigments sinking into the body of a Japanese washi paper in a transparent way. And to use oil-based pigments doesn't work like that. So you're asking me, instead of being a racing car driver, why don't you ride horses instead? Okay, both people do the racing both ways, but it's not something that's easily
transferable,
mixable into something else. So it's a thing, yeah. But why am I going to destroy our entire foundation of our business to try something that also isn't interesting in its own right, but it's not what we do? So, so go for
Sumi,
it.
Though.
Play with it.
Sumi inks, are they also water-based?
Well, black is black.
Black is
Of course
black.
it's water-based. What do you mean?
Okay.
Sumi is. It's carbon pigment mixed with blue and water.
Okay.
And I don't know how they make oil-based black ink. Does that use the same carbon pigments? I have no idea.
Okay. I don't know.
No idea. Yeah, no experience. So yeah, it's a thing. Go ahead, play with it, do it. But please, I myself, it's just not what we do here. Yeah.
Talking about how hard it would be to transition away from Adobe's programs. I'm so used to Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere. It would be an incredible learning curve to learn something else. And you talked about learning curves with software recently too. You used to love jumping into something new, and now it's a chore instead of something exciting. Yeah. Makes sense. I've actually not really used any of them. I've always been poor. I used GIMP and something called Capture One for photos. Premiere. video editing. At home I found DaVinci Resolve. I think it's made by Blackmagic, who you're not a fan of because their video card was such a disaster.
So much trouble. I don't even want to hear their name. I'm sorry.
But
Plug and play.
yeah.
Plug this company, Major. This stuff has been plug and play.
Yep.
Plug and play perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And you can have more than one unit. They don't interfere with each other. It's just. I cannot say enough good stuff about it.
John Becker says, I've been using Lightroom and Photoshop every day for the last 10 years. The only thing I would switch to maybe would be Capture One. I really like it. It's really cool. I like the way it works for me. They've raised the prices on each version for the last couple of years, though, so I'm still stuck on version 9. And they're on 12 now, I think. That's okay. Huh. What is a tool? This is a question for you. Looks like from J50. What is a tool you use today that they didn't have in the past that makes what you do easier?
No. You mean because the computer, you mean? Or this
I think related to printmaking itself.
I mean, it's a bit of a twisty question because there are many, many modern tools. Remember, laser printers, laser carvers. We could be doing this job carving with a laser. It would make the work, quote, easier, unquote. But our specific work ethic, the thing we like to do, and one of the things that gives our work its value, is the fact that we are using the tools that were present when these prints were first conceived of. And it's the same question we asked a few minutes ago. Why don't we use,
Oil-based,
a different wood or something? Yeah.
Or yeah,
Because our specific goal is to make prints that look as much as possible the same look and feel of those older prints, because we love that look and feel so much. It's not the only possible look and feel, but it's a look and feel that we love. And given the fact that that look and feel is our goal, then to quite a large extent, it makes common sense that the materials and tools one uses to get that look and feel would be the same ones used in 1790. That's not 100% true. The block I'm using right now is a plywood block, which they didn't have in 1790.
The solid chunks of
face at the
cherry,
top.
right?
So something like this, which adds, in our case here, stability to the wood, and makes it easier to use, but doesn't change the inherent characteristics of the product itself.
Right.
We will take on that kind of a modernization.
Yeah.
We will not take on the kind of modernization that has the laser sitting here carving instead of me, because it does two things. It changes the look and feel, and also it removes the whole point of a human being doing the thing, which is, I want interesting work for myself. I want an interesting challenge, something to use my life with my time on this planet. So I'm sorry, a bit of a rambling answer. There are modernizations that we do use on occasion, but in general, we are not thinking about how can I make this easier, more efficient, etc., etc.
Yeah.
When it comes to putting pigment on paper, the printing business, people since Gutenberg have been working on that. And modern Heidelberg presses and made by Siemens or whatever, they are pretty good at putting pigment on paper.
Yeah.
Printing press technology is a thing. It's not what we want to do. If some young knife maker came to me and said, Dave, I've got this new kind of knife. We found out that if we put 0.07% of molybdenum into the mix when we're mixing the iron and putting carbon inside and tapping it to make a good high carbon steel, it turns out that if we put 0.07% molybdenum in there, the breaking resistance is greatly improved and it allows it to be sharpened. Here's a sample. What do you think about it? This is a true story. The blade I'm using right now is that such blade. I tried it, and holy crap, it doesn't break anywhere near as the one I used to use. Let's have some more. This is the steel of the knife maker that we were trying to do our tool making with back in 2011. So is that a modernization I should reject? No, they didn't use molybdenum back in 1790, so go away.
Yeah.
He found this improvement in the formula, put it in, and I easily will accept that kind of an improvement.
Yeah.
So it's a fuzzy red line on the floor. Don't cross this line.
Yeah.
It's really, really fuzzy. I'm trying to articulate the rule, what will I accept and what won't I accept, and the articulation of such rule is, how do I phrase my words here? The same reason as the plywood here. The change can't affect the finished product in any visible way. And the change can't take away the pleasure of making something by hand. Now, it's not automation we're looking for, but an improvement in the quality of the tools and materials. I think I can go with that. I don't know if I'm being a bit self-contradictory or vague or fuzzy. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. These things are not clearly defined. Did I just give away a total trade secret? 0.07% molybdenum. I don't think so. I think knife makers talk about these things among themselves. So yeah, fuzzy, yes. Inconsistent, yes. I don't know. So be it. We know a person working in a traditional field when we see it. And if you're looking at the stream right now, you can see what's going on, how much automation and how much modernization has been there. What I'm kind of looking forward to, and there's people working on this all over the world right now, is, they're doing things like people that are vegetarians, but they like hamburgers and stuff. So they're making sort of, what's it called? I don't know, artificial meat. I mean, meat products that look like a juicy steak and stuff.
The Impossible Burger and
whatever.
stuff. I think that's one of the brands.
There are many, many people working on this, and some of them they're getting really, really good at this.
Yeah, quite a few restaurants are now selling them.
So now, that's not something that specifically interests me, but imagine somewhere that people are working on, quote, artificial wood. Now, I don't mean like MDF press board. What I mean is they're taking a cambium cell from a tree layer, putting it in some kind of nutrient bath, and putting the right synthesis and photosynthesis and blah, 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 blah. In other words, the wood cells will divide. You know how a tree works, right? Yeah. The tree has that green cambium layer under the bark, which cells split and divide. That makes the wood. The bark then expands, and the wood gets blah, 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 blah. So it's the cell division on this flat layer, which is curved around a tree, which makes a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a nutrient bath, a wide, flat nutrient bath with this cell layer spread out in it. Give it the right nutrients and blah, blah, blah. It starts to divide and make a nice, flat piece of wood. And then you turn it down, the temperature, it thinks it's winter, makes a bit of a hard layer. You turn the temperature back up and blah, blah, it thinks it's summer. And you can imagine this nutrient bath making wood. It's artificial wood in the sense that it wasn't made growing in the dirt and sunshine in a tree, but it's wood. It's actual wood cells dividing and making a piece of wood. Get going on this, guys. Get going on this, because I want to buy that product, which has mathematically perfect grain, and we tell the guys, okay, dial in this, dial in this, dial in this to give me a specific hardness and density and depth. I will pay anything. I will sell my mother to, oops, she might be listening, to buy wood like that. I mean, you get what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So if that technological advance came down the pipe, would I do this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would, because, again, it doesn't take away the thing that we feel of as the core of our business, which is a human being scratching into a piece of material to make a specific object. But if technology can help improve the quality of that material in a world where the natural supply chain doesn't exist anymore, then bring it on, bring it on. Are you listening? Get busy, guys. Artificial wood in a nutrient bath. There must be people working on this.
Probably.
I mean, imagine, you can build houses and build stuff without cutting down forests. I mean, leave the forests alone, let them do their natural regeneration and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we will...
That'd be cool.
Yeah. How difficult could it be?
Sorry about that, Miss Bull. I'm sure he's only kidding. Ken Hallett.
I'm 67. That's probably going to come along just as I'm leaving. I think I'm just going to miss that one. It's like, the cure for cancer is always going to be here in 5 more years. And my generation, I think, that's nice, thank you. But probably, my daughter's generation is the one that's going to really benefit from that stuff. You'll see. So, artificial, perfect wood. Designed. It's designer babies in wood, designer wood.
Groth Art asks a question. Have you, Dave, seen the YouTube video of Masazaki-san making the Takashima Ohisa print? I looked at it closely.
The one in Melbourne or the one in Paris? He's got a bunch of stuff.
Sure, he says, it looks like the design that Ito-san was carving on his TV block when Dave first visited him back in '93.
It is. I mean, that's one of the most popular reproduction prints of all time. Whether that's made from Ito-san's block or not, I have no idea, because every publisher has published that one. Mm-hmm. We have Yu-Yu-Do versions myself in the file collection upstairs. I've got literally dozens published by Yu-Yu-Do, carved from different blocks.
Wow.
As they printed it through the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
You see all the hairs are different. You know, we were sort of, Doi-san and I are trying to put together a package of these so we can show. So yes, that might have been Ito-san's block or might not. I'm sorry, without looking at a microscopic blow-up of video and comparing the wood grain and stuff like that, I have no idea. Oh, wait, no, it can't be. I've got that block. What are you talking about? That block is upstairs on my bench.
I think he was just wondering, is it that design? Yeah. But most likely, yes, because it's a popular design.
What am I thinking about? The block is here in this building.
Yeah.
Oh, you hit your 100,000 last night, did you notice?
No, I didn't notice.
You went over.
All right. Woo! Thanks, guys.
Tell them what we were talking about, maybe.
The Japan Journey YouTube video last night sometime. Was it pretty late?
Or? Yeah, the one with the T-field showing Sugu-san printing. We call it Cameron's video because he and Sugu-san built the thing. Yeah, I just came in and what's that?
We means Dave calls it Cameron's video. I don't really think
whatever. The joke here, Cameron prepared, edited. Actually, I think I asked you to do that. I am the boss, and I said we need a JJ video. And
yes, and so I filmed it.
So I commissioned it. You and Sugi-san filmed it, edited it, sorted it out. I came and stuck my face in.
And did the voiceover,
You didn't even know that was going to happen.
I thought you were just doing a voiceover, but hey, it worked.
Whatever. So I said, look at me. Anyway, so Cameron made that one. Then I made the video about the stupid joke video about the green screens.
Right.
And my video took off way more than his. And his went... And then mine died and stayed, and his has become a steady bestseller in our YouTube catalog. So I keep saying yours and mine, but whatever.
Yeah. They're all on the same channel for the same stuff. It's all because of Suga-san, let's be honest here. Yeah, and she did all the printing.
We should have, we know that we've talked about it, we should have had a session with her, just one sentence or anything. She should have been visible. We have to, I know they don't like to, but we have to push more, you know?
Yeah.
We can't push them beyond what they want to do, but they are part of this, you know?
Mm-hmm. I can understand wanting a semblance of privacy, private life. Although she's been visible now a bunch of times, so I don't know how much more privacy she has. Like, not everyone wants to be famous.
What's the story with the video you were making the other day, your personal video? Is that going up on YouTube, or is it up, or what's happening? Is this going to be public information, or?
Yeah, it's because I doing that little bit of research in where I used to live in Yuzawa.
You'd better explain to people what's going on, because nobody knows the background.
That's true. So. Yeah, so I used to live in a small town in Yuzawa, and I really liked it up there.
In Niigata Prefecture.
Yeah, in Niigata, and it's the setting of the book called Yukiguni, or Snow Country, by Kawabata Yasunari, who won a Nobel Prize for literature. And so it's a town that has a lot of history, and it's gone through a lot of modernizations over the last 50 or even 80 years, where it's now actually got 2 Shinkansen stations, and which is unusual for any town. And it has expressways and highways and things, but it used to be just a dot on the map with some rice fields. But now it has, or I guess during the booming economy period of the late 80s and early 90s, it built 20 or so ski resorts, and now half of those have gone out of business. So it's been through economic ups and downs. And so I went up there last month, in July, just to go interview some older people that I had met, and some people that people were introducing me to learn about their lives and how their lives have been affected by all these changes. Where
How
it's
long did you live there?
2.5 years.
And this was up to 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Was that the first place you lived in Japan?
yeah.
So that's your hometown, as it were,
Yeah.
in Japanese culture. You know, with nothing
Yep.
sarcastic, that's your introduction to Japanese community.
Right.
Yes.
I did an internship for 3 months in Sapporo, but that was just a little while. So this was home for 2.5 years, and
So without being sarcastic again, are you a country boy in Japan? Is that the place where you felt most comfortable living in
think so,
Japan compared
yeah.
to town here?
yeah, I really like that. I like the country. That's why we aren't living somewhere downtown right now. Too, we ride the train in.
So this time around, you
Interviewed 5 different people. One a sushi chef, a guy who weaves things out of rice straw, and a couple other men. One guy's working for a historical site that used to be where daimyo would stop for the night on their trips to and from Edo, and so a bunch of different people just to learn how their lives have changed with all of these modernizations and
Just
stuff.
interviewing them on camera. setting up
Yep.
the
Yeah.
camera
So
with a
recording, and each one ended up being over an hour long.
tripod. This is in Japanese, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen to this stuff now? What's the plan?
I'm actually hoping to make more trips, so I've decided to run a small crowdfunding campaign to pay for transportation up there. And so the video I took on Tuesday was to say, "Hi, I'm Cameron, and this is what I'm going to do."
Kickstarter?
Not Kickstarter. There's a website called experiment.com, and they do science and research-based crowdfunding, and they're partnering with a Japanese website called academist.jp or something like that. So 2 similar ones, and they're going to translate it all for me, which will help. And so it's going to be, they're going to host the research or the crowdfunding campaign both on a Japanese page and
not translate these interviews.
Right, no.
that's fine.
Yeah, so they're going to host the program on a Japanese page, Academist, and on an English page, experiment.com.
So this is weekend project.
Yep, yeah, this is a weekend project, and it's a fun, random thing. I just feel like doing it.
So what you made, the video you made here Tuesday was the crowdfunding video.
Yep, it's me just
Were you
talking a little bit about what I'm
you
doing. I went upstairs and
took all that crap upstairs.
yep, took all that crap upstairs. And you have a few more panels of this that used to be in the print party room that I found just sitting, leaning against a wall, so I used that as my backdrop.
Second floor? Third floor?
Yep, yeah, in my little office space. And it worked.
I saw all the stuff here sort of jammed back into that corner.
Yeah, it's too rough.
Whatever it's all. I had all the tripods and stuff. The settings were all set. The whatever, I'll reset them all.
Okay. Which one?
The monitor itself, the video monitor.
Yeah.
It's okay. Whatever. For me, I know where to use it now, and I keep the legs set at the same setting.
Okay.
At the angle of the top of the same setting, so I can just bank set it up.
Got it. So the one at the top, I lowered back down to where it was.
Okay,
The legs, I don't remember if I adjusted.
That's okay. I just have to get used to this. That's all. I'm thinking about making another teleprompter anyway to keep on an owner, because this new project I'm working on,
Oh,
I'm going to want to be doing video there, and I can't take all this stuff back and forth.
cool.
So this is a short one, 2 minutes, and you couldn't do it without a teleprompter. You needed a prompter.
Yeah, because they have a really strict limit on video length, so I wanted to make sure I said everything I needed to say within the time limit, so I prepared a script so that I wouldn't go over.
Yeah.
So I don't end up rambling like I'm doing now. Going off topic and stuff.
Well, what's the goal of the whole thing then? You want to make a movie or a documentary?
I think,
or what's the...
So I'm working with a professor in my university to actually make it real research. So we've got approval of they call it IRB, Institutional Review Board, to make sure we're not harming our human subjects.
In Japan or in America?
In the US, yeah. But they look through our processes, our plans, and our questions and things, making sure we're not going to be hurting anyone, which wasn't really a concern, but that way it can sort of be published with his help in maybe a journal or something, I'm not sure, or maybe a small book with photographs. We've got lots of ideas, but mainly I just wanted to go talk to old people because I like hearing their stories. How long was my trip up there? I went up for 3 days. I think it was a holiday weekend, so I did a Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So during Golden Week, or I forget?
This was in July. Is your shop open most of December? Yes, we are open all of December, except I think usually you've closed on the 31st, but I'm not sure if that's
I don't
right.
remember what's the day of the week set up this year. I don't remember. In fact, I saw you sent an email to somebody. Somebody asked, and I should.
Yeah, and I checked the calendar saying, I think this is what we've done in the past, and it may change this year. I made sure to say
After I
that.
saw that email going out, I meant to ask you, Cameron, let's sort this out. Let's look at the calendar and talk to the staff. Because if you're trying to already tell people,
Yeah.
then that's basically decided, and I'm not sure what the decision is. So. It worked really well last year because the closing Tuesday ended up being the last, first must have been Saturday, first must have been Sunday. So Sunday, Monday we were closed 1, 2, and 3. The Tuesday we were closed anyway, so it was a no-brainer to open on the 4th, the Wednesday. But this year it must be back a day.
Yeah, the 31st is Tuesday, so we're usually closed on Tuesdays anyway. And then you usually close 1, 2, and 3 is what you've done in the past, and that's what I told them. We've done this in the past, but it may be different this year. I'm not sure.
No, we were closed 1 and 2. We opened 3, but with no print parties. And then from 4, we had normal print parties. That's what happened last year. Because if you look at the print party schedule, you'll see print parties are start on the 4th. But we were physically here on the 3rd. Meaning Dave was physically here on the 3rd. What was it? The 31st is Tuesday, you said?
Yes. 31st is
See, because there's
Tuesday.
huge demand. There's huge demand. And we're coming in
Or
through
New Year's
the
Eve
autumn.
print parties.
Not New Year's Eve, just no. Because it's a mini boom for tourists here in Japan.
Yeah.
People come to Japan to spend the New Year's holiday. And there's nothing to do.
Because everyone's gone home to their mountain towns.
The policy, like for example, this autumn coming up, all the information on Lonely Planet and blog and stuff will say closed Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But we will be open Tuesdays on a guerrilla basis for at least 6, 7, or 8 times during the peak season.
Yeah.
Because we can't. The people are walking by. We'll do 200,000 in sales every day.
Yeah.
And just to keep close. So we'll be guerrilla open.
Yeah.
And at the 31st, I would imagine it's going to be the same thing. There's going to be people all over town. So,
Yeah.
so let's have a look at this and sort it out.
Okay.
It's the same thing with evening hours. Our advertised hours are 5:30. If you really want to make sure we're going to be here when you come before 5:30. But most evenings are open until 7, sometimes 8. And coming up to the busy season,
Yeah,
like months from now, we will be here.
Yeah.
Probably, but I will not absolutely promise you. Because if
Yeah.
it looks like it's quiet, shut the door and go for dinner.
Yeah.
Because we're advertising 5:30. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Do not expect to come and see Dave here at 7 o'clock at night when you're coming tomorrow. Because
Yeah.
I might be here, and I might not be here. No promises whatsoever.
Yeah.
That guy who dropped in, Joe or somebody, what was his name? I forget.
Yep, from Australia.
He came in the other day, and it was like it was 8 o'clock or something, I forget. You know, so,
Oh, wow.
he must have just been actually literally going by. Oh,
Yeah.
so glad they're there. Dave's in there.
I was talking about maybe coming in January, February. In February, Dave may not be here, as someone says, because that's when you often go
Yes,
to Canada.
and I'm planning to do that again this next year. So, and
Yeah.
this year too, we had another experience. June turned out to be so quiet for us. That would
Yeah.
have been a great chance for me to go to Canada to see my family. But I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to
Right.
happen until after the fact. So,
Yeah.
next year, no, it's Olympic. It's not no way. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the Olympics are later, though. They're
No,
not
for
June.
me to travel. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It's a high season, you know, so the cost of the plane and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to today, Cameron. Short staff, parties.
Yeah.
I gotta get this finished.
There's another one ask, long train ride. Long train ride for what? Not sure.
If you get to move out, that's easy these days.
Maybe, yeah. Though I actually drove up last time.
Like here.
Yeah. I even actually got myself a little one of these, but
What?
from the little HDMI box, so I could just save the video straight to.
Unusual?
Yeah, or I got a cheap Chinese brand, but it works great. Just plug and play. I haven't had any
On your
problems.
Windows.
Yeah. Yep. Without any problems.
So you captured to your hard drive?
Yeah, straight to the hard drive. Since I ran into the same half-hour limit problem on the camera.
Legally mandated for anything going into the EU.
Yep. Yeah. How long to get to Niigata? Driving was around 3 hours or so from where I am. It's not from right here. But if you take the bullet train, you can get up there really quick from Tokyo Station in, I think it's,
half an hour or something.
no, it's
40 minutes?
80 minutes or so. Yeah, it's still a little over an hour.
Oh, I'm thinking
200
probably-
kilometers,
okay,
yeah.
I'm thinking probably so.
If you take local trains, if you're crazy, it's 4 hours or 5 hours. Not crazy. That's how it used to always be, right? You said you went up to...
We took
Up
it
through
down
there,
forwards.
yeah.
Well, there was no Shinkansen, of course.
Right.
Even on the famous train, the train
Yep.
came out of a long tunnel, and we were there in December, so
Yep.
we left the book.
You saw
Minakami
snow country.
Minakami Onsen.
Yep, Minakami.
The train, the station inside the tunnel.
Yeah. Dowai Eki or something like that.
We left it, and then I went to Izu to live the Izu no Doriko, the Izu dance, and follow the path and all that stuff.
Nice.
I'm not even a literature fan.
Yeah.
The thing is, back then, that's basically the kind of information about Japan that came out. Anytime you got a book about Japan or a guidebook about Japan stuff, I always talked about that kind of stuff. And there wasn't anything else.
Which kind of stuff do you mean?
You know,
The festivals, the dancing, or
no,
or not?
the Kawabata connections to Japan. Because I came in the late 70s, first, early 80s, and this is when did he get his Nobel Prize?
Yeah.
So that became the thing about Japan, you know. So for Dave, a non-literature reader, to come to Japan and try to go to snow country and try to go to Izu because that was mentioned in Izu no Doriko. Because those were the things that were front and center about Japan at that time. You know. Now nobody even notices that stuff. It's gone unless you're a literateur or somebody who collects. You know. Like nowadays they look for anime locations. Back then it was literature locations.
Yeah.
Really, but no exaggeration. It's the same thing.
It is
Dave here
indeed.
went to those same locations that were in the books.
Yeah.
Now people go to the locations that are in the anime.
Yep. Ohayou gozaimasu.
Oh, take us on. Good morning. Is it that time? Is it already?
Yep. 9:21.
Oh,
Any show and tell?
I do.
Okay.
You should have told me a bit earlier.
Sorry, I didn't realize we had some show and tell, but it's obviously right next to me.
The smaller one.
Yep. Okay, the small one. Did you see in the afternoon we also got a package from Iwana-san?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
good.
and also, how did you find the bill? Was the bill sticking out visibly?
Yes, a little bit. So I got it ready so that
Because
I
I
could pay
didn't
when you
want
had
those
to.
things to be open, but I needed to get the bill to pay him.
Right.
But I didn't want to open them. I wanted to keep them tight and flat. So today I opened them. So
Oh no!
I didn't see it. It's in there somewhere. I know these bills are in there somewhere.
Sorry, I had it ready.
Price is up again.
Yep. I checked it up 50 yen per sheet.
Yeah. Crack that open, crack Emerson.
Okay.
Small, get a knife and crack it open. I just want to finish this corner here for a second. So.
Okay.
Today's show and tell. Cameron's opening it right now. He'll bring it over here in a minute. It's stuff I found on. This was the open auction, Yahoo auction. Anybody could have bid on this, and nobody did. It's a broken set of prints. meaning the prints aren't broken, but it's not a full set. And it's of interest to the people watching our stream today because it's a set of Hakkei prints.
Oh.
It's the Omi Hakkei, the 8 views of Biwa. Like, you know, Biwa. And this is not the Adachi set that I used in the video that I made. This is the Yudo series.
Okay.
It's a somewhat lower quality reproduction set.
But the same set of images.
It's the same set of images here. Camera, I got a knife for you, if I if you can't handle that.
I got one side open. It's scary bringing knives into things.
So here are Omi Hakkei.
But how many do we have?
So there's seven prints in here. So it's a broken set. So we're not even going to think about trying to sell it as a set, whatever.
Right.
We're just going to break it apart, take it out of the packaging, and put it in the shop one by one by one.
Yeah.
ドライにしてみました、今日。
Pardon?
今日ドライにしてみました。
何が？
あ、冷房じゃなくてドライにしてみました。
冷房に入れた。私が？
あ、いえ、冷房になってからドライにしてみました。
Did you?
Yeah. Who did?
I set it to, when I came down today, I started with dry, and we're still sweating. We couldn't even bear it, so I switched it to label. Whatever, I don't know. It's one of the first time. What do you think? Take us on. We need strength, I think. It's really hot and sticky in here. Which is better?
Cooler outside.
Cooler outside.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm sweating right now. Whatever it was, it's not so good. So, Jess, should we open up for a while to get some?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Go ahead. Don't wait for me. Just whatever you think. That was the problem for me last night too. I came home last night from Ome.
Yeah.
Came home late, about 11 o'clock, and it was unbearable. The whole second floor was like
stuffy.
a stick, and everything was closed.
Yep.
Every window
Because it was
closed
raining
and
so
locked.
much.
It's raining straight down. It doesn't matter. You can crack that
comes in
window.
the-
Not yours, but
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, okay.
There's a balcony. There's a thing over top.
Okay.
And it was a steam bath. It took hours to open
Cool.
up. Okay, so what do we got? I haven't seen these yet. They seem to be in reasonably good condition. Let's have a look. Here we are. It's supposed to be a set of 8 prints. It's actually a set of 7. One is missing. And they're slightly reduced in size from the actual real prints. It looks like it's not so bad. Let's have a peek. Oh, they're loose. Very nice. Very nice. They're okay, Cameron-san. Look at this.
All right.
They're reasonably well made. They're nowhere near as good as that prime 1970s Adachi set that we had on the ones I did the slow panning over. But these are acceptable. They're nice. They're nice. Yeah. Who have we got here for the makers? We have
Ito-san.
Ito-san. This is our famous Ito Susumu-san. Hi, way. And also, it's also printed by Ito Taro. I never met him, so I think he was in Kyoto. I'm not quite sure. He used Kyoto printers a lot. So here we are. Look at this. I wonder if the whole set was carved by Ito-san. Kira-san, we have some work for you today. These can go in the flea market.
How many?
It's the Omi Hakkei set.
Yes.
We've got it's a broken set. There's only 7 of them.
Okay.
So we take them one by one. They're slightly reduced size. I don't know if they're already in your catalog or not.
How reduced?
Just a little bit.
I don't know, 3/4 size maybe. I'm not sure. You have to compare with one of the other ones. Well, this has no carver's name on this. Look at this. Or is it on the back? Oh, there it is. It's in the back. Right, here we go. Maeda. Oh, Maeda Kentaro. These are Top Guns. Nimi-san printing. These are the Top Guns from the 1980s. Wow. And it's not fox. There's incipient foxing here. See it?
Yeah.
Tiny foxing. So it's good. We got them out of this packaging. Good. They're okay. Look at this. They're all right. Reasonable gradations. Who carved this one? Same crew. Yep, same gang.
I wonder why in the same set they would put some printers' names on the front and some on the back.
Again, this is the thing we were talking about earlier. The Yudo things I was mentioning, that Takahisa print. They published the same series over many years. And it's decades, little 10, 20, 30, 40 years they're publishing the same thing.
Yeah.
And not just reprinting the blocks, they're carving new sets of blocks
Yeah.
for it, because as the blocks wear out,
Yeah.
people still want to buy the stuff, you can either send it out of print or you get busy carving again.
Yeah.
It's the same pamphlets, the same PR, the same packaging, everything.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to keep it on absolute identity. No, this is like the first one, Ito-san.
Ito-san
and
is
Ito.
Ito-san.
But this is not, printing here is a little bit not, printing here is a bit smudged. Look at this. Printing here is not right. I mean, your shadow case. So these are not prime 100% wonderful, stupendous works, but for what they are, the Yu-Yu-Do copies, they're quite nice.
As soon as you mentioned it being Ito-san, they said, "Oh, the price doubled." Nope, tripled.
ラインに書いてます。
He's carved, look at this, he's carved it a little bit too shallow. This is what Chon-san does, carves a bit too shallow. The printers have done it, and the printer should have pulled this out, but he didn't. So, see what I mean? The little amount of dirt inside between those two things.
英語の多分ね25ぐらいに設定されてます。
Anyway, they're nice, nice. This again, this is interesting. Yeah, look, it's a bit fuzzy. The printer here, who's the printer? This is interesting. The printer, in order to make a nice smooth sky, he's made the paper really, really wet. He's really dampened it quite heavily. And that gives a bit of nichimi around the outside of the moon. 話ありますから、後で。So these are not prime perfect prints, but as I said,
still look
they're
nice.
No, they're still nice. Again, a little bit of shallow carving. That makes me wonder if this is perhaps maybe an early run from the set, because this is the sort of stuff, this shallow carving gets trimmed out by the printers.
Right.
This is the kind of stuff you see when you're doing test printing and early prints.
Yeah.
And if there's for example, a bit of roughness in the block, your first 10 copies are okay, first 40 copies are okay, bit by bit, the pigment builds up in that roughness and it starts to make these marks.
Yeah.
So this could be the kind of stuff that was printed from an early batch of this.
Yeah.
Oh, the famous one here. So one of these missing. Who has somebody been keeping track? Which one is missing? I don't know.
Sales? I'm not sure.
Pardon?
Might have been returning.
I don't remember what we got. I haven't been keeping track. So there's so 4 of them by one group and 4 by the other group. That must have been how they published it. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done.
It's a big tree.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. But as I said, slightly reduced. Can somebody bring me one of the other ones? It's in the Hiroshige Landscapes package right there. Yeah, should be near the front. Something from, isn't that right there, Cammy, your first one?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's descending geese.
That's descending geese, which, is that what we don't have here? Is that the idea?
No, I think that was the first one you did.
Yes, it was.
It's
So
different one.
Oh, yeah,
Different
that's
descending
Edo
geese.
Kinko. Sorry. Go on. Seen one descending geese, you've seen them all. Sorry about that. Go on. 8 views of Lake B. Well, there must be one in there somewhere.
Night rain. No, different night rain. Lots of 8 views.
Yeah.
Evening Bell somewhere else. This is returning sales. So
Yeah,
same
yeah,
set,
yeah.
but I think this is the one that's missing.
Is that the one that's missing?
No, I think
Or was it in here?
that one.
Okay. Maybe I missed.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. This will give us our because the one here, this is about the original size. Oh, we're close.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that's-
We are close.
Very, very
Soka.
close.
Yeah, it's like 2% smaller or something really small. Minuscule difference.
A different edition. I don't know who this one is. This is OA though. I'm not sure. I think I'll stand by what I said. I think it's a tiny bit smaller than the original. I think. I'm not quite sure.
It's not a...
But anyway, there they will be. So what are they? These normally go out at 8,000. So that's what it'll be. So. Well, thank you.
So
Sir.
we need to scale it down to 79.97 or something.
Good, nice find. Good. I don't think we'll have time for Pakavika or something. It's just me and Teiko-san today, or unless you, whatever. But there's only 2 of us for the shop today. So, Karen-san, let's
get
sign
out of
this off.
here.
Let's get up. I got to get to work. It's what is it today? It's Thursday morning. I'll be back here
9:30.
again on Saturday morning. You won't be here. I'll put the camera outside unless it's pouring rain or something. And what will I be carving? I should be finished this stuff by then. I might then finally be carving the gift print. Yeah, it'll be one or the other. I'll be carving this, or I'll be carving the gift print. I can't tell. It'll be which. So I'll be back here Saturday morning. For my mother, it'll be Friday afternoon for you. My mother was a bit confused after changing the schedule. She wasn't
yeah.
sure what day to come, so...
Okay. See you later.
Sign us off, please. Thank you.